Hey there, second grade. This is Mr. Campbell. Today we are going to be doing lesson 4 in chapter 1. So if you wouldn't mind going ahead and opening up your math volume 1, today we are going to be starting on page 29. All right, as you are getting there today we are going to be doing make a 10. So we're going to take addition problems and ask the question, can we rearrange our add-ins at all so that way we can make a 10 and make an easier addition problem for ourselves. All right, so that's what we're going to be thinking about today. Now, please make sure you have grabbed a pencil. Make sure you've grabbed your volume 1 and you are opening it up with me. Remember that anytime that I'm writing something up on the board, on my board, I want you to be writing it in your math journal. All right, this is going to help you out as we get to our independent practice, that you will have had some time to practice some things. So let's go ahead and turn to the next page. And so today, let me zoom in. Sorry about that. Let me zoom it in. There we go. Perfect. Today, we are going to take a look at some addition problems. Now, I want to remind you that when we are talking about our addition problem, there's two pieces to our addition problem, okay? The 8 and the 4 in this case are called our add-ins. All right, those are our add-ins. So we are going to try to make a 10 to help us add. So let's go ahead and take a look at what that's going to look like for us as we work on this first problem. So it says show 8. So as right here, you can see they put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, they've got those 8 for us, and then we've got 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now what they're going to ask us to do is they're going to say, now we want to take this first one, and instead of leaving it down here for a 4, let's move it up here into our top 10 frame. All right, and so when we move it up into that 10 frame, then we're going to do the same for the next one. It's going to move up into that 10 frame. So they're showing us that with those arrows right there. Well, what that leaves us with is this part over here. We've got a full 10 frame, and if you remember, a full 10 frame is worth 10. So our new add-end is 10, and then we can look and we got 2 left over. So that's where our 2 is going to come in. So we have 10 plus, go ahead and write this in with me, 10 plus 2. Well, 10 plus 2, when we have a 10 and we have a single digit number after it, we're just going to replace the ones place with that number. So I had a 0 in the ones place, and now I'm going to put a 2 there instead. So I have 1 in the tens place, a 2 in the ones place. So my answer is 12. Now let me ask you a quick question. When we took a look at this problem right here, were there a different number of counters than when we did our first part? Was there a different number of counters? The answer is no. We used the same number of counters. We just moved them up into the other 10 frame. All right. So that's what we're going to be practicing today. You can go ahead and write in. We've got one more 12. I'm sorry, I missed that. All right, we've got one more 12. So 8 plus 4 is still 12 because we didn't change the number of counters in this problem. Let's go ahead and check out our first problem down here. Now, they're going to ask us to use a work map, and if you've got something that you can make a 10 frame at home and you want to try that out, hey, we would love to have you give that a shot and see if you can solve these kind of problems with us. If you don't, that's okay. You can follow along, and we'll start to talk about how we can still do these different types of problems even if we don't have a 10 frame. But for right now, like I said, if you can, go ahead and make one, and you can go ahead and follow along with me. If not, I'm going to go ahead and show you on my 10 frame. So this is my 10 frame. I've already put 9 red counters, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellow. All right, so our addition problem here is 9 plus 5. Well, just like before, we're going to see, can we fill in this 10 frame first? And when I do that, I'm going to go ahead and take the last one in my bottom 10 frame and move it up. All right, now that I've done that, I've actually made an entire 10 frame. And when we have a full 10 frame, that means we have, you guessed it, 10. All right, so we have 10. How many are in my bottom 10 frame? I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I have 10 plus 4. That's what I'm going to be working with during this problem now. All right, let me jump back up here. There we go. All right, so instead of having 9 plus 5, I actually am going to be doing 10 plus 4. All right, because I took this one and I moved it up here. Well, now that I've done that, what is 10 plus 4? Well, I've got a 1 in my tens place, and I have 4 extra ones left over. So my new answer here would be 14. I'm going to ask you to go ahead and try number 2 on your own. I want you to give you just a minute to try that out. You can use the 10 frame that's on here, so you don't have to worry about making your own. If you have one, great. But if not, just go ahead and use that one. And I want you to actually, just like I did on the first problem, I want you to cross off the ones that are moving up and rewrite your problem when you make 10. So go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to give you just a moment. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do this one now. So my first one right here is going to go up into my top 10 frame. My next one is going to go up into my 10 frame. And my last one is going to go up into my 10 frame. I filled in all the spots on my top 10 frame. And now I can rewrite my problem. Well, now I have 10 up here. And how many do I have? 1, 2. So my new problem is going to be 10 plus 2. All right. 10 plus 2 is a lot easier, in my opinion, than 7 plus 5. So now I can look and say, all right, well, 0 plus 2 is 2. 1 plus 0 is 1. So my answer here is 12. All right, it is 12. Let's go ahead and turn to the next page. And when we get to the next page, so number 3 and number 4, you're going to do just like we were just practicing. However, for numbers 5 through, how low does this go? Hold on. 5 through, the rest of the page, so 16, is going to be a little different because we don't have that 10 frame. Now, if you have the 10 frame, great. I want you to use it. But if you don't have a 10 frame, I'm going to ask you to try it the way that I'm going to show you. And I'm going to show you how we can solve this without it. And then I'm going to show you the 10 frame afterwards. Hopefully, this will make some sense to you, okay? So number 5, we have 9 plus 4. 9 plus 4. Well, just like when we're looking at our other 10 frames, that means my top 10 frame is 9. It needs 1 more to make that 10. So if I take 1 more, that's going to come from my 4. So I need to take 1 away from it, leaving me with a 3. So my new addition problem is going to be 10 plus 3. Let me show you real fast what that looks like, and that's how you're going to solve your problems too. So here's my 9 and my 4. So all I'm saying is my 4, I need to take 1 away from there to put up into my top 10 frame. And when I do that, I now have 10 up here and 3 down here. All right, so if you don't have a 10 frame, that's how I'm going to ask you to think about it. How can you make a 10 out of the larger number? And just like we were working yesterday with counting on to add, we want to start with the larger addend, all right? But what I want you to do right now is do problems 3 through 16. I'll write that up here, 3 through 16 on your own. You can pause the video, do those, and when you are done, we'll go over them up on the board together, all right? So go ahead and do all those problems and then press play when you're done. Alrighty, I hope that you were able to finish that up. We're going to go ahead and get started on number 3. So I've got 8 plus 6. All right, 8 plus 6. So I see that they want me to use this one, so I'm going to cross it out and put it up here. And they want me to use this one, so I'm going to cross it out and put it up here. Now I have 10 on my top 10 frame, and I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 in my bottom 10 frame. And now I can add those together. So 0 plus 4 is 4, and 1 plus 0 is 1. So it's 14. I do want to remind you, if you make an error, that's okay. You don't need to worry. All I want you to do is pay attention. So if there's a mistake that you made, erase it and fix it, because that's what's most important, is that you're learning from our mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, including me. All right, so it happens, and sometimes we just need to erase, learn from it, and then make sure we do better next time, okay? So don't feel bad if there's any mistakes. Just erase them and keep following along. Number 4 is 7 plus 8. 7 plus 8. Now this one, they used the 10 frame incorrectly. Sorry, I'm just looking at that right now. It looks like the bookmakers actually did this one incorrectly. So I'm going to draw in. If we've got 8, I need 1 more of my dots. They did 7 and then 7 more. That's not right. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that in for us. So you maybe had a mistake on that as well. All right. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cross off the ones that they're showing me and bring it up. And cross off the one they're showing me and bring it up. And cross off the one they're showing me and bring it up. All right. Now I know that I have 10 in my first 10 frame, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in my bottom 10 frame. All right. So 0 plus 5 is 5, and 1 plus 0 is 1. So my answer here would be 15. All right, 15 is what I'd be looking at. See, I told you, boys and girls, that even people who make curriculum, they make mistakes when they make it too. So, all right, let's take a look at number 5. We already did number 5, getting it set up. I just need to do this last part right here. So I just need to do 10 plus 3. Well, 10 plus 3 is going to be 13. All right. For number 6, 7 and 7. Well, if I have 7 in my 10 frame, I need 3 more to make that 10. So then I need to start at 7 and count backwards 3 times. So 7, 6, 5, 4. So 10 plus 4 is my new problem, which is going to come out to be 14. All right. For number 7, I'm going to start with my larger add-in, which is going to be my 8. How many more do I need to get up to 10? Well, I need 2 more to get to 10. If I take away those 2 from this one, I'm left with 2. So what's 2 plus 10? Well, that is going to be 12. All right, 12. All right, if we keep on coming down. For number 8, I'm going to use the larger add-in, which is my 9. I want to get that up to be a 10. Well, for me to do that, I need to change this into a 7. And now I can add these together. What's 7 plus 10? 17. All right. For number 9, I've got a 9 again. I'm going to use the larger add-in. I need 1 of those to get it to be a 10. So when I do that, this is going to become a 2 because I needed 1 of those 3 to move up into that 10 frame. Now that I've done that, I can add them together. 10 plus 2 is 12. For number 10, I've got 7 and I've got 5. 7 is the larger add-in. I need 3 to get up to 10. So when I want this to be a 10, I've got to take 3 away from my 5. When I do that, I am left with a 2. So now I can add these together. 7 plus 5 equals 12. All right, for number 11, 7 is my larger add-in, and I need 3 to make that into a 10. Well, if my top number is 3, then that's going to be a 0 because I borrowed all of them. So what's 0 plus 10? It is 10. For number 12, my larger add-in is going to be my 9, which means I need 1 more to turn it into that 10. So when I take 1 away from my 4, I'm left with 3, which leaves me with 13. All right, for number 13, I've got 9 plus 2. Same as before, I need to change my 9 into a 10. And in order for me to do that, I need to borrow 1 of these from this one. So I've got 10 plus 1 is 11. For number 14, my larger add-in is going to be my 8. So I need to borrow 2 from my top one to turn it into a 10. So when I have 7 and I take 2 away from it, I'm left with a 5. Well, 5 plus 0 is 5, and 0 plus 1 is 1. So my answer is 15. Sorry about that. For number 15, I've got 8 plus 4. I need to get that 8 to become a 10. So I need to borrow 2 to have that happen. So when I take those 2 away from my 4, I'm left with a 2 there. 0 plus 2 is 2. 1 plus 0 is 1. All right, my last one, number 16. Well, 6 is my larger add-in, so I want to get that up to become a 10. Well, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need 4 to make that into a 10. That's all of my top one. So what's 0 plus 10? Well, 0 plus 0 is 0, and 0 plus 1 is 1. So my answer here is going to be 10. All right. Well, boys and girls, thank you so much for working so hard with me during today's lesson. I know this is a little tricky, and sometimes it's going to be hard this year as we do our math problems. Sometimes we're just going to have to do the best we can. And what I can tell you is that the most important thing is that you ask questions. So if there's something that I didn't explain well enough or that just doesn't make a lot of sense, ask some questions, because teachers love when you ask questions to understand. All right, so we really want you to encourage you to do that. But thank you so much. I hope that you were able to find any mistakes that you made and that you were able to fix them, because that's what's most important every single day. Thanks for working so hard today, and I will see you guys next time.